Well, first of all, there's a lot of levels to that question, all right? Just like we joke about women never get enough when it comes to talking. As soon as she's done with one conversation, she wants another. She could be doing it with anybody. It's the same idea, that the man has the same attitude about talking as the woman does about sex, and we're just seeing it through the other's eyes, okay? But no, in reality, the bottom line, yes, okay. Physiologically, he's more testosterone loaded. He may have a stronger sex drive, but lovemaking really isn't so much about that. We're not just a bunch of chemicals reacting to one another. The truth of the matter is I desire to be as close to Ronnie as he does to me. And I want to communicate that to him in a way that makes sense to him. And so once we begin to approach lovemaking as something we're saying to each other, an intimate conversation using our whole body, then we find that women actually are even more eager than men, because they're going to hear all this affirming messages and feel beautiful in each other's arms. So some of it has to do with the quality of the experience for a woman, why she may be less likely. If it's approached as an activity, then we think we have to have energy for it. And so that's why, some women are more reluctant, whereas we're never too tired for an intimate conversation, right? So that kind of levels the playing field. But the bottom line on that one has been that we actually have a base of experience that says it's really not that true. That once, part of why a man appears to be wanting to make love all the time is he has so few opportunities. That when the wife makes herself more available in a consistent level, then he can trust that she'll be there for him. Then suddenly, sometimes don't you think sometimes you just want to be held, right?
What happens, obviously men appear to be ready and willing and whenever and eager, to make love at any drop of the hat, because this resonates so much with their natural way of expressing love. Okay, for men it is a very positive and
body language, yeah.
Strong way to express what they're feeling, and that's inherent. But when their opportunities to express themselves that way are restricted, then it kind of builds up so that they become more overly aggressive or seem to be more overly aggressive.
We find that with couples, who take time just to lie naked with one another with no agenda on a daily basis, whether or not intercourse is part of that doesn't matter to either of them over time. Mm-hmm. Once they've paid the back rent. I mean, sometimes there's a little catch up to do.
Yeah, the key for both men and women is to transform their experience of making love from just an activity to a means of communicating their love for each other, whereas the message becomes more important than the action or the activity. And with men, when they make that connection, that there's a message being communicated, they become much more aware of and sensitive to their wife's experience of lovemaking, and as well as their own. Yeah. And then that ultimate or that urgency to have intercourse can be diminished because of other things that are at play, and other ways of communicating the same messages. So it doesn't become that intercourse is the only way we have to communicate. Mm-hmm. We become aware that we can make each other feel loved.